Gains, bro.
I hate you.
Hey, what's up, YouTube? If you're new here, then go hit the subscribe button for more useful information. But today I'm going to be going over why you aren't making progress in the gym. I'm going to go over 3 things. So 1, the idea of progressive overload. 2, the importance of rest. And 3, sleep and food I'm going to kind of lump together because that's more like general health stuff. If you hear any talking in the background, it's because my roommates are home and they're kind of loud. All right. So number 1, progressive overload. Essentially, this is the idea that every time you go to work out, you increase the stress on your muscles a little bit more. And this can mean time under tension, the actual weight, or the number of reps. And a lot of people forget about time under tension. Essentially, the eccentric movement is just as, if not more important than the concentric movement. And the eccentric movement is the release. So if you're doing a bicep curl, it's when your arm comes up. The eccentric movement is the release down, and you really want to focus on keeping tension on your arm and releasing as slowly as possible. This is going to help you immensely.
Oh, I love your party. Dance.
Weight selection is so important for progressive overload. You really need to make sure you're actually challenging yourself. And I check myself on this from time to time as well. The best way, I think, to test if you are actually using an adequate weight to see progress is on your last set. Let's say you're doing like 4 sets of 10. On that last set, try and push out as many reps as you can. And if you can do more than 10 reps, if you can get to like 12, 15, you're not using the right weight. Really, you should be struggling to get the 10th rep on that last set. So if you're able to easily go above that, next time bump the weight up until you can really feel the muscle strain on those last few reps. So the other concepts within progressive overload are your sets and your reps. Now, if you want to see progression in weight, you also should play with your rep ranges a little bit. So normally what I do is I'll pick a rep range like 6 to 8, 8 to 10, or 10 to 12, depending on my goals. And I will do, let's say, 3 sets of 10 to 12 with a certain weight. And with that weight, I can only hit 10 reps total. Then I wait until I can hit 3 sets of 12 reps with that selected weight. And once I can accomplish that fully, I'll up the weight by about 10%. And I'll go back to doing 3 sets of 10 reps. And then you continue to do this sort of back and forth increase of reps, increase of weight, drop the reps. And you go back and forth and back and forth and back and forth. And slowly, you'll be able to increase the weight you're using. Now, obviously, the more you train, like once you're at least a year in to training regularly, this isn't going to be like a rapid straight line. You're going to have dips. You're going to have moments of plateaus. But in general, this method of progression works really well to increase your muscle mass. Now on to number 2 of these 3 things. So rest days, they are important because there is such a thing as overtraining. And if you're overtraining, as in you're not giving your central nervous system enough time to recover, then you're going to end up being fatigued, you're going to feel sluggish, your workouts aren't going to be as good. You might even add on some pounds that you don't want to see. So it's really important to take 1 to 2 rest days at least. And if you're a beginner and you're very new to training, don't go all out and try to hit the gym every single day of the week because your body's not ready for it. I would suggest easing your way in with 3 full body workouts a week with maybe some days of light cardio in there. But remember that like a rest day is not a day where you're not doing anything. You should be like actively thinking about it as recovery for your body so you can go into the gym and have a better workout the next day. On to point number 3, which is kind of a combination thing. So food and sleep. Both of these are so important, again, for recovery. You can't just hit the gym all the time, especially if you're not eating enough and if you're not sleeping enough. Your body needs the time during sleep to repair. And if you're not eating enough, your body can't make more muscle. So if your goal is to gain muscle, you need to make sure that you're eating in a slight caloric surplus. That's the word. To make more muscle, you need to make sure that you're eating in a slight caloric surplus. And to test this out, I would suggest tracking. If you don't track what you eat, maybe for like a week, just log what you're eating. You can use an app like MyFitnessPal, or you can just do it by hand, and like keep track of the total calories that you're consuming along with taking your weight every morning. And if you're maintaining at that caloric level, then you're not eating enough. So then you should just try to bump the calories by maybe 100 per day. And again, weigh yourself. And if then you see a little bit of a weight gain, you can keep it at that and just like slowly continue doing this. Yeah, so I think that kind of wraps up this video. It's kind of short and sweet about how to progress better in the gym. So just remember those concepts about progressive overload, rest days, and getting enough food in you and sleeping well. All right, until next time, guys, give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it, and please subscribe. Goodbye.